Well, now today we're building up some boxcars for the East Troy Electric Railroad, and as you can see, this year's boxcar was a 40-footer, 3400 series Accurail boxcar, to be exact. We tried to make this year's the classic billboard boxcar. We've done our usual white and red logo, and we've also taken the time to do a neat slogan of the scenic route to Lake Beulah, done in an order that is reminiscent of the staircase that still exists at the Lake Beulah stop on our line. One other small part that we are really proud of on here, it's hard to see, but it does say, "When empty, return to East Troy, Wisconsin via East Troy Electric Railroad." Even though this is a gift shop piece, we do try to make it every year that it's something classic that could be on any steam era road, run on anybody's layout, and not just be a museum car. This is the 5th car we've done, so we have had 4 other cars that have preceded this. Any of you that have purchased them, we do appreciate it. We'd love to have you guys come pick one of these up for this year and for next year's boxcars, or whatever, next year's freight car, whatever we choose that to be. These are the last 4 cars that we had run. This was the first year we did, which was classic 40-footer with our white logo, and shipped the electrified way. That boxcar is unfortunately sold out at the museum. The second car we had done was a hopper, 2-bay hopper, reminiscent of the kind that were used at the lakefront power plant on the TME-RNL, which was the predecessor line that owned the trackage at the museum. Our third car we made was a classic look reefer with the East Troy Electric Railroad billboard, and if any of you notice, it's the John Lauber's Ice Cream Parlor logo that we had put on it, who unfortunately closed, but we are hoping will open again with new ownership. And the year before, our 4th car that we did was in honor of our Twin Cities Rapid Transit car number 1583 and its anniversary for being 110 years old in 2023. We have a number of the gondolas for the Twin Cities Rapid Transit left for sale as well. Now, we've been sold out of the Lauber's reefers for quite a while, but we may do another run of them due to popular demand. Alright, now let's put this kit together. Now, I always try to check and see which way the weight will bend. As you can see, it goes that way, and then it kind of curves this way. Where I'll start is with a little Gorilla Glue. And then I found the best way is when you have that curvature up like this, put the glue on the bottom. That way it'll have the least amount of force on the floor. I always try to set it in, put it as evenly as possible to give the best weight distribution. Let that set upside down. Accurail is really great, gives you 2 sets of doors. We'll be using the older set of doors. You just have to break them off. One thing that is good to do is you can kind of see there's a little bit of flashing on the bottom. Just take an X-Acto knife and just scrape a little off. That smooths it out pretty nice. Obviously be careful when you're dealing with knives. Now once that's done, set our boxcar doors in place. I usually prefer to glue them in while they're closed. And then we'll take a little bit of plastic cement. Get the glue out. And then I like to put, it's a little hard to see, but just a line across the top of the door. And then a line across the bottom. I know that's a little hard to see, but you can see just a line at the top, line at the bottom. And then while that is setting up, we'll get to work on the base. Now with this kit, the only pieces you need off of here is the brake cylinder, the brake valve, and then of course your coupler pocket covers. Which these as well also have a little bit of flashing on them. It's good to just take a little quick clean that off. The next part you'll need is the actual brake rigging for the underside. I usually take just a little snips, very gently. Cut it from its molding. And then the actual cylinder here, just work it back and forth gently, and then it pops right out. Next step is to dab just a little cement into all the pockets for these to mount. There. And I've done enough of these now that your valve there, air cylinder sets in nicely right there. And then set that there. And then that drops in nice and easy. Now what I'll usually do with the bag of parts here is use the box. Dump it in as the box is your friend. That way you don't lose any of the loose parts. These next parts you can do in any order you'd like. And then once all that is together, you should just be left with 4 screws. And then the air hose pieces that go in the couplers. I don't personally like to put these on. They're a pain to get in, so we won't be doing that this time. But otherwise, the couplers themselves are fairly straightforward as they come from Accurail. Twist them off. There's 2 pieces. As you can see, they fit together. Now, the easiest way to identify which way is down is the down side will have the pocket for the air hose. And so you just hold them together, push them down. It's kind of difficult to see, but they sit on top of each other, and then they both fit very nicely into the pocket. And when they work well, give a good spring action. Once those are in, take the cover. Nicely, these only fit one way. You want the detail side up. And then grab one of your screws. And it nicely and easily fits right in. As you can see, this is the detail side. Sometimes they're finicky. There you have it. Couplers are in. Trucks are the same way. Got decent detail. Make sure to install upside down. They make it pretty foolproof. You can't install it but one way. That's just 2 screws. Make sure you don't tighten them down too much, otherwise you'll get no side play. There you go. You want a little bit of play in the trucks, a little bit of up and down. And then you've got a good rolling base. And for these, Accurail cars are very easy with the box cars to just set the floor in. Make sure you've got a little bit of width. You can, even one easy way of doing it, push one side against one wall and then pull on the other, and it pops right in. And that's all it takes. And we're done. Now it's off to the museum to go home with some lucky rail fan or family as a memento. And it fits very nicely there in the box. And thanks much to Accurail for making this possible every year.